What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be diving back on into Age of Darkness. It's been about 8 months since we checked this game out last in its first iteration in early access, and I think it's time for us to do a little bit more plumbing to see if the game is moving along. We'll play the game for about 25-35 minutes today and see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list or otherwise pass on. If after watching this you did indeed want to get the game for yourself, I got a link for you down below along with my Discord and my Twitch stream. Pretty good chance that I'll play this one in long form on Twitch once the video comes out live on YouTube, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But Age of Darkness, what is it? This is basically somebody's idea to refine They Are Billions, because like They Are Billions was a giant colossal smash hit, but it was not a game that was without problems. There was definitely a lot of rough edges on They Are Billions well into their 1.0, and so ultimately this is a team attempting to do They Are Billions, but with a bit more polish, a bit more clean, a bit more modernized, I suppose. And so this is a game where you are a medieval settlement that's trying to hold back the lichdom darkness that is creeping in from the periphery of the map. And so ultimately it has a lot in common with games like Stronghold, They Are Billions, you know, any of the games where you're building a castle, like Becastled or whatever, and you just need to hold for as long as possible, that's exactly what this game is going for. So without further ado, let's dive on in. I'll try to give you my thoughts over the course of the video so that you can figure out whether or not this is a game for you. Obviously, we'll go with the classic name for every single one of my saves right there. You can type it with one hand, man, without taking a hand off the mouse. It just makes life a lot easier. And then we'll start it on off. The first big change that is different from the last time that I played the game is that they have now divided the heroes of the game into separate factions. And in fact, I think when I played the game the last time, this was the only character you could actually play as. Now we have the Rebellion, which apparently has Alis Siren, the Queen of Nothing. It looks like she can spawn guards to fight for her. It looks like she also has the Queen's Rage, so she can sap enemy health and then also attacks faster, and then has Eradicate as well, which boosts up her damage and spawns maximum loyal guards. So it looks like her mechanic is effectively that she travels around with a retinue. And then we've got the Volatists. The Volatists, they seem to be cultists of some kind or something like that. They tend to focus on building units really quickly, and their units also get damage buffs just straight out of the tin. This guy uses lots of Eldritch magic in order to back up his units and blow up enemies, which is kind of an interesting juxtaposition. Like, he's effectively harnessing the corruption in order to fight the corruption, I guess, and I'm sure that'll have no negative consequences whatsoever. Looks like he's had his heart torn out. You and me both, brother. It happens to the best of us. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to go with Vizargo Oriah, because he just looks badass. I mean, honestly, the portraitures and whatnot in this game are all fantastically well done. I've already played as Edwin Everard, so I want to check out one of the two new characters. And both of them, like, she's got kind of like the Crimson Red Rebellion kind of like man the barricades thing going on. And then he's got kind of like the dark wizard magic thing going on. Honestly, I like both of the aesthetic designs of the character, but we'll try out Vizargo. So here we are at the beginning of the game. It is procedural. You get a different map every single time you play the game, so you never quite know what you're going to end up dealing with. The game does use a push-pause system in order to allow you to gather your thoughts and figure out what exactly it is you want to do next. In the UI, we've got a list of our units up here. We've got a mini-map down here. We've got the day and the night cycle up here. We're going to get attacked by a big wave every X amount of time. Always happens during the nighttime after these pips fill up. The enemies are more aggressive and more damaging at night, and during the day they tend to be a little bit more of a pushover. However, at night there's going to be special objectives that spawn that we can only take in the darkness, and so just kind of a risk-reward measure right there. Bottom right, we've got our toolbar that's got all of our various resources. We've got our human beings, which are used for stocking work buildings. We've got our population cap total. 5 of that is being used up by soldiers right now, which is why we only have 5 idle villagers. We've got the amount of food we have. Food is basically directly converted. It's an intermediary resource that for all intents and purposes is like the exact same thing as a civilian. The only difference is it hasn't been converted into a civilian yet. We have our gold, we have our wood, we have our stone, we have our iron, and we have our dark essence. For now, we need to get out here and start scouting, and we need to start clearing some bad guys and figuring out where all the resources are at. So far, I'm pretty happy with this. We're enclosed in like one major direction, which is really nice. I'm going to let my resources kind of tick upwards and get to the point where they are kind of pooled, and then we'll do a whole bunch of building. There is some fighting to be had down here. Your hero unit does level up along the way. That's what the little 1 is up above his HP. And so he'll level up, and he'll have little abilities that he gets as he gets more proficient at fighting and gets better at his job. One of the rules of this game, just like they are Billions, is kind of ABC. Always be clearing. And so every unit that you don't kill at the end of the game is going to add into the final wave. And so what we're doing right now is we're actually making our life easier like 8 hours down the line so that there will be a lot less enemies to square off and face off against once we get to that eventual challenge. The first thing that we really want to build, I think, is we're going to want to go for like a lumber yard. That's usually the first thing that I go for anyways. We can get 14 lumber out right there, and that seems like a pretty decent yield as far as I'm concerned. They've wiped out the enemies over there. We probably want to give them a minute or two just to regenerate HP. Let's go ahead and fall back for a second. We're going to be a little bit more conservative over here with our units. And also, I didn't clear a clean path downwards, so we're going to try to strip along this direction and follow this little lake or lagoon over here once they get their HP back. I think this is probably going to loop around, but in like a perfect situation, we're going to end up with a large arena right here that we can just populate with all the buildings that we need in order to be successful. Wow, he followed us all the way over here. Man, I applaud you and your go-getter's attitude, dude. Good for you. Good for you. We'll continue killing mobs over on this side, and now that our wood chopping hut is up and ready to run, the next thing we want to do is get our population kind of squared away. We want to build some houses over here. There we go. That looks good. We'll take that right there. That's going to use up all of our wood, but it is going to convert a whole bunch of that food into villagers that we can use for work buildings. The game is fantastically well voice acted. I found that all the unit confirmations sound great. The gameplay itself is tight and responsive, and like with a lot of these games like They Are Billions, there's a perceivable delay in between player inputs and the units themselves actually undertaking that action. That's not something that I feel with this game, and that's a really, really good thing. We're gonna lose this unit right here that's getting javelined at the moment. Oh, we've got a special ability. Nice. We'll fire that off in that direction to kill a few of them off. Man, we've got a considerable resistance of monsters down this way. Okay, there's a lot more of them down here than I thought there would be. Next up, we probably just want to focus on our wood economy. I'm going to keep trying to clear sort of the peripheries of this area to make sure we don't get ourselves into trouble. We're maxed out on money. In general, that's something that you want to avoid at all costs. We can get another wood chopper in, like right there for 14, but until I've cleared that area, I don't feel comfortable doing it. So instead, what we'll do is we'll start putting in farms. So that we can generate more food and get some more houses up and running. By the end of day 2, I'd like to have my central stockpile basically upgraded to tier 2. I don't know if it's going to happen like that. I'm not the best at these APM-style RTS games, but I try my best. I'm actually kind of liking this map we've got right now. I'm actually fairly pleased with it. It's looking pretty good as far as like equitable areas that we're going to be able to make use of and also wall off to keep the enemy away from us. I'm going to loop around this way. Really nice stone stockpile right there that I think we're definitely going to want to take control of as the game continues. I don't think there's anything I can build with just gold right now. Like, I think I need wood and whatnot to really make this work. And so I guess I'll just spend it on that right there. And if it gets chewed on by critters, I suppose that's just the way she goes, Rick. Every single one of these buildings is going to have a light radius. Once the storm comes, basically, where the enemy hits us with a massive wave, anything that's not covered in light radius is going to spawn more mobs that we're going to have to clear out from inside our own realm, which can be really, really unfortunate if it happens in a bad configuration. And so, really, we sort of want to build buildings very, very stacked and very close to one another so that there's no shadowy gaps or problems that we need to deal with later on down the line. I like what we've got going on over here. Let's get a few more mobs knocked out. We do have a little bit more money and wood to play around with, so I think I'll probably focus on... We need 30 wood for that to function. We can waste gold and we can get one more tick, or we can just put this guy right here because we know we've cleared this area out. So let's just kind of work on our wood economy, I guess. That'll give us like a big tick on the next go too. You guys keep on fighting, keep on clearing out critters down here. A chance to prove myself. Let's go fight some shadow monsters. All right, so actually, we've got some things that are looking like interesting choke points down here, and also in and around the right and up that way.
Destiny will not wait.
I feel pretty... What is this over here on the left? Let's go look at it real quick. I want to know what this is. Does this dead end out, or is this going to be something that I'm going to have to, like, hold long term?
If only you knew.
Now, that is actually a passage. Okay, concerning. Not great. Was hoping that would be a dead end over there, but such is life. I think we do need to get the stone quarry up and running. That'll give us a small tick of stone. Not a lot, but a little bit. We've also got another stone mine over here that we can take a look at. We've got some really, really nice stone fields so far that I think we may actually be able to do something with. I think we wall this off right here, wall that off right there. We get like a big long wall. Is that a dead end right there? I guess I should probably go and check. You guys kind of stay down here and do your thing. I like that soundtrack. The soundtrack's got like a very eerie vibe to it. Sounds very, very good, but it's also got sort of a heartbeat-like, and like it's got almost like a heartbeat-styled percussive thing going on behind it that reminds me of a heartbeat in Panic. That really makes it kind of like eerie, but at the same time, you know, there's going to be like an intensity that follows. It looks like this is actually just dead space down here. So if we can really get this cleared out, I think there's a solid chance for some really great land grabbing. I need to fall back, and I need to build more because we're wasting resources right now. If I can get a building out before the next tick, I'll be pretty happy. I need this tree to go away. And there's kind of a cheesy way to get rid of trees in this game. You build a wall, and then you disassemble the wall. And for whatever reason, it allows you to delete trees. And that's like universal. You can just do that wherever you want. I do it constantly. It's a great thing to do when you need more building space. All right, so that building's now down. We're not wasting resources. That's kind of stacking up some food for us. I would like to get a barracks or something up and built pretty soon.
It matters not.
But not before we maybe get another farm out over here too. There we go. That'll work. We'll just make kind of like a grid of farms right here that we'll try to defend to the best of our abilities moving forward. All right, so daybreak has arrived, and we haven't really had any major issues. There haven't really been any problems. We do have quite a lot of things that need to get built, though. So once we get our 20 stone together, we can start to mash out units. But we're not really getting a lot of stone right now, and we need to work on that. That needs to be fixed, I think. And so ideally what I'd like to do is I'd like to clear out this area right here so that I can get a wall running. And in fact, if we can just get like a little bit of wall running, it's not even that important. Like, I just need to get something running over here so that we're not wasting resources. We're in for a big brawl on this front. We may need to fall back. I don't know if we're going to hold. Yeah, like I can throw out some abilities and whatnot to assist, but this may be outside our capabilities, in all honesty. Give me another set of walls over here. We'll take that iron mine a little bit later, but for now, I don't think that the iron mine is like something we need to have right this second. That's kind of like a mid-game concern. And so we'll kind of get the walls out to right there. If we have to fall back, it's fine. Oh, I'm about to lose a guy. Yeah, I can't be like losing guys right now. I'd prefer not to anyways. Let's let them regen a little tiny bit. You stay out. You guys jump back in.
Can't you hear it?
Actually, Hero's taking a pretty good scuffing too. I don't know what they got in there, but whatever they've got, it carries heat and it carries weight.
Your life is mine.
Okay, there we go. With a little bit of kiting and a little bit of micro, I think we got it sorted out. Wood is restockpiled again. Everything's all kind of lined up. Let's go ahead and get this guy off our wall right here.
If only you knew.
And honestly, there's construction to be done, and I should probably get on top of it. Let's go ahead and we will put in a few more houses over here just to make sure that we're properly using all of our food resources. And that'll eat up a little bit of our surplus anyways, so that's fine. Now, you guys fall back and heal for a minute. And then we're just going to run this wall back over to here so that we can grab that stone real quick. However, if we want to hold these walls, we're going to need to have archers up and running before too long. Otherwise, creepers are just going to constantly be hitting these fronts, and it's just going to be a massive pain in the winky. So let's go ahead and knock these dudes out. There's level 3 for our hero. Very nice. Those guys are now dead. Let's go ahead and swing back over here. See what we can do in terms of walls. I'll probably just take it up just like that. Seems fine to me. Like, I usually prefer not to have elbows like this, but, like, this is a temp wall anyways. We're not going to be holding this long term, I don't think. And so I'm just not going to stress about it for now. Are all those houses up? Good. All those houses are up. We need to continue expanding those houses to keep our gold income Excelsior. There we go. Perfect. Now, we have a little bit of money left over. So I'd like to get our military up and running, if at all possible. We'll go ahead and put in a barracks right there. And the point of the barracks is so that we can get archers moving. I think we're going to need archers if we really want to hold on invasion night. We do have a little bit of a nook over here that I think will be easy to wall across right there. So I think that's more than manageable as an acquisition for our territory. So let's just clear these guys back up off the wall a little bit. Or at least where the wall will one day be. Yeah, I mean, if you want to fire a special ability into the middle of all the mooks, I'm not going to argue with you. It makes my life a little bit easier. Very nice. Nice sweep and clear right there. Very good. All right, get back to base. Basically, we're just going to wall this little gap right here and wall this little gap right here just to keep floaters from rolling through and being an annoyance. We have the resources right now to where we can put down this other stone mine. I think by the end of night 2, I should still be able to get our... I think we should be able to get the tier 2 stockpile up and running. So there we go. We'll keep that right there. With some of the extra stone that we have, I need to get some archers out. We basically want to have about 20 units by the time the first wave gets here, so that we can effectively reinforce along the quarter where we're going to be getting hit. But tomorrow is really going to be all about building walls. I think our stone stockpile is going to be fine once we add this extra 11 in. We aren't spending that much stone, and so I think it'll be okay. And that's exactly why we need archers down here. I need to put them on patrol mode, basically, to walk this length and make sure that we aren't under attack constantly. And then over here, I'm going to need another gate. And then we'll just kind of take that over to there. And so we are now defended. She's shooting arrows at random monsters. She's doing her job. Well done. They are going to come a little bit more heated as time goes along. But I'm going to give her a patrol path that I think should just make her pace back and forth right here. And then we'll get another archer to do the same thing on that front. And now we just need to start looking into our own security and making sure that all of our fronts are covered for a little bit. Is she going to be able to see that guy right there? She can. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure that the patrol was effective. We could try to grab all this right here to get this massive stone field. That might be a little overly aggressive, but I think it could work. Like, I get kind of land grabby in games like this because you never know what you're going to need.
Hey, don't touch the spear.
Yeah, that should be fine. I think that'll be okay. Come on, Archer. Get it done. There you go. Well done. It's not optimal, but it's okay. You guys can come back inside, and then I need another gate on this side.
Onward.
Right here, we're going to need to get an archer. An archer. So that's going to be a lot of our money gone.
Can't you hear it?
I don't usually like chokes that are this thin right here,
Matters
but I think that's just the way she goes. Like, they're going to pull up real bad on this gate if they come from the left. But I need this stone mine, and I need it desperately. I need it quite badly.
Archer ready.
Okay, you're down there. Next archer's coming to this wall. Okay, so that should be all nice and safe. Let's go ahead and let's get the north taken care of. Although in the north, dude, we've just got so much ground to cover with walls. Like, I have no idea what my plan is for getting that entire north side shaped up.
What now?
Yeah, they're definitely trickling in right now. All right, well, you kind of patrol that section. She's patrolling her section already. She should be able to defend the wall fine. We need to get another wall in down here.
Another lost soul.
And we need to get another wall in right here. There we go. All nice and set up on that side. Where's my other archer at? Oh, we already, okay, so there's an archer right there. She's patrolling her side of the wall. I don't know if that guy is going to be able to actually, like, accomplish anything right here. But honestly, I don't really care that much if they destroy that little knobbly corner, because then there's going to be sort of an inlet right there that'll make things easier for, like, tracking down enemies. So I think it'll be fine.
Got something for me?
Archer, your job. You live over here now, and your job is to patrol that wall. That's it. Oh, there's a gap right there. That's okay. Maybe it's a dead end over here. Is it a dead end over here? Please be a dead end over here. That's what's up. Okay. Woo! We have a dead end on this side. I'm so happy.
Yes?
That never happens to me, dude. I never get good layouts in games like this, like, ever. I find it to be deeply, deeply upsetting. The resources we have on hand, we'll get level 2 barracks upgrade, or I'm sorry, level 2 stockpile upgrade, and then with the ticks that we're currently getting, I'm going to try to get the woodwork shop up so we can start getting ballistas. That way we can fold the archers into the army, and they no longer have to be walking the walls, basically. The ballistas will take care of enemies as they come on through.
With haste.
Trying to figure out where I want to wall this off. I think I'm just going to wall right here, and I'm just going to wall right here. We don't even need that space now that we found out that we control, like, this entire territory. Like, I feel like we're solid for the moment on buildable, equitable space, because I can use walls to wipe out these trees over here. So, like, I feel like we're in an okay situation. We obviously have no wood right now, and so our, unfortunately, woodless existence is a little bit of a letdown. But that's life. Life is frequently a letdown. And like that, we are now successfully walled off from the world. I feel safer. I feel like at least I've got a buffer now if I need to adapt to things going wrong along our peripheries. Obviously, I still need to get archers up and walking both of those lines right there in order to make sure we still need archers over here too, but it's going to be okay. Let's go ahead, and I think we'll probably push up our stone production. And honestly, I wouldn't be against putting in another wood farm down here either, just to ensure that we've got resources coming on in. I think we've got a couple, like, money banger spots that we can do this. So there's a 12 right there. And then down this way, we can probably actually sneak one in this little nook right here, too. And it'll probably be pretty productive. We need 300 gold in order to make that work, though, so we're waiting on ticks for right now. Okay, so there's our ticks. Yeah, this guy's producing 15 right here. Do it. That should be more or less the end of all of our food problems. We should be all right. Or I'm sorry, the end of our wood problems. It's medieval times. They haven't invented the pill for that yet, so sometimes we have to get creative. Let's go put a farm right there. I need to start capitalizing on some of this open ground that I'm currently using.
Can't you hear it?
It's not the best yield. I'd prefer for it to be better.
What is it?
But then again, I should be putting down, like, my research building right about now, too. So maybe I'll do that next. It seems like an okay thing to invest in. Tomorrow we're going to have to deal with the Death Knight, and so sort of one thing at a time. 2 more archers, please. I know that's using up a lot of my money, and it's making my overhead larger, but I need archers to walk these 2 walls over here so that I can put the army over here to defend that last little section of gate that we haven't quite defended yet. We are ready for either a storehouse or a woodwork shop. I would say let's go for the woodwork shop real quick. That's going to allow us to get access to the tech tree. And man, if I can get ballistas up and running, like before a unit is under attack. Why is my unit under attack? Why did you open the gate? Oh, you absolute moron. Why would you do that? I don't understand why you've done this thing that you've done. We're going to need a reinforcement down here. We're getting hit pretty hard. The locals are getting a little bit agitated. Honestly, that archer can probably handle all of them before they get a wall down. I might be scrambling for no reason. Yeah, she's doing fine. If they had hit both of those sides simultaneously, then I'd be like, you know, un poco worried. But for right now, and so I think it'll be okay. I do think, so we've got 13 food up and running. I think we've probably got room for more farms down here. But instead of doing that, let's go ahead and get a stockpile built. Because the stockpile is going to increase the amount of stuff we can hold on to, like wood and gold and things of that nature. So that we're much less frequently wasting our resources by just like having ticks that go off while we have nothing to build or while we're short on, you know, one resource but not another. I feel like that's a good place to be. She's not on patrol mode yet. We'll have her patrol down to there. Hopefully that'll cover that corner. All right. So all of our walls are patrolled. At this point, I think we can fairly safely begin mostly just kind of working on building up our army for the Horde Night tonight. At least that's where I'd like to go with it. On this side, we can research the tower ballista. It's $700 though. So kind of a tough call. So we can research a farm. That's a refined food gatherer, and I do think that getting farms is a really good idea because we may actually have to like replace some of these down here. I don't think that they upgrade into farms from what I remember. I think we'll probably just try to survive the first wave sans ballistas, and we'll focus on economy upgrades instead. Go ahead and give me soldiers whenever you got it. Oh, I need more villagers. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. We'll put that over there. And honestly, I'll probably just keep that running. There we go. That should give us like another 15 guys that we can play around with. Because we do need to bolster these numbers. We need to get these numbers up like Thicky Boy style. So hopefully we'll get like 5 archers. We'll get like 10 more swordsmen. And then I think we'll be in good shape. These guys over here are kind of like gnawing on my gate. So we'll probably want to take care of that too before things become too long. A crystal has become unstable. And so obviously the enemy is going to start pushing on in to try to mess with us pretty soon. Now you guys go on out there and deal with this present crisis. There we go. Yeah, actually just back them off the gate a little bit. Kind of turn that flank with a special ability if I can. Give me some repairs over here. Resources are looking okay. We're up to 12 guys. That'll do. I think that'll do just fine. As far as the farm goes, I don't recall how the farm works. But if I remember correctly, it's just like a way better version of the food gatherer. That's bountiful right there, huh? Surprising. Yeah, we can put it in right there. I'm going to scoot this wall back anyways and take this territory. So we're going to be tearing this wall down to begin with. And then we'll put up better walls over there. So it looks awkwardly spaced right now, but I promise there's a plan. That top north wall is just kind of temporary for right now. Like, it's not actually doing anything at the moment. We've got 3 minutes until we get invaded. Let's go ahead and we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we'll just keep it right where it's at then. I need a lot more swordsmen. If we're going to hold on this night, depending on what angle we get smacked from, it's going to kind of depend. Especially once the fog, like, fills in our base, it's just going to be a little bit of a headache. So the fog is going to fill in all these areas where we don't have line of sight, and it's going to be really, really problematic. Couple soldiers being stamped out. That coincides with our special ability as the Volatists. which is basically that we have the ability to stamp out units really, really quickly. We've got more room for houses now. So I would suggest we get in on that on some level. And in fact, if we could actually fill in some of these areas over here. So that there's more line of sight, basically, I'd be a lot happier. I don't know if I want to put a house over here. It's kind of like on the periphery of the kingdom, and I sort of feel bad for them. But then again, I guess somebody's got to live on the outskirts of town.
Can't you hear it?
They are coming in from the north, so that makes things a little bit simpler because that means I won't have to walk through shadow in order to get to my defensive positions. So that's good, because when you walk through shadow, you get a debuff that makes your units kind of suck. And so anyways, we've got to wait on money. We need money, actually. We need cash. And then I think if we can get like 5 archers up, this main contingency force that we have at the moment, I think that they'll perform fairly well. Okay, so the invasion is upon us. We are going to have to deal with them very, very shortly. Luckily, I feel like we've got an okay military up and running right now. This should be satisfactory. We've got like 9, 10 melee guys. And then we've also got like 5 or 6 archers. So I think we should be okay on this first wave. Like, in my experience, this should be enough to hold. And there comes the nastiness. And of course, the crystal's gonna rupture and it's gonna send a big old wave in our direction. And honestly, the game just concludes like this. Like, this is the cycle. So basically, we get a malice, which is a debuff. And then if we survive the wave, we end up getting a thing that's called a blessing, which also gives us a bonus for the rest of the game. And so there's lots of like interesting, cool stuff that you can do. The game is very sandboxy. It's very tight and responsive, and I feel like it's got an art style and a soundtrack that really pop. At the moment, the community is kind of like in an uproar, largely because a fan favorite unit got nerfed. And so they're being kind of like, the general community is, it's a little bit tense and cranky right now. I'm not going to lie. It's a little tiny bit tense and cranky. Are they going around to that sidewall, dude? They better not. They go around to that sidewall, dude. Okay, it looks like they're doubling back. So it looks like the map kind of veers off to the left right there. You guys have a hold order. I want everybody right up on that corner and hold. We're going to be shooting and killing demons like crazy. Make ready! I put out some scratching posts too, so that it would be harder for them to attack my stuff. Like, they don't have to go through like a double thick wall, but they do kind of have to deal with like these little protrusions right here, which tend to make the AI kind of confused. Oh, they actually kind of looped around. All right, that's weird. All right, well, you guys start shooting arrows, man. I'm going to go ahead and fire some of that off that way. Apparently, somebody's doing like some kind of magic casting or something. I was going to say, if my soldiers want to get out there, they're more than welcome to do so. Spearman's taking a little bit of a scuffing. Looks to me like we're chewing through them, though, okay. Go ahead and get back inside the walls for a minute. Let them chew on the walls for a second while you get your HP back. Hold order. And he's back into combat. All right, well, you guys are being an annoyance. So all swordsmen back over this way and then hold. Let them chew on the walls just fine. It doesn't matter. We've also got a special ability that's going to be back up. We'll go ahead and fire that off. Now that everybody's healed up, head back in. And we're almost down to 0 enemies. We did lose 1 or 2 units right there. We did lose a wall or 2, which is going to affect our economy in really no way whatsoever. It should be fine. I got another farm built down here, so obviously we need to get some houses built. If I could get the research done for the tier 2 houses, that would be amazing. So let's go ahead and start off with that too. And then while we wait, we've got extra food. So I am not against adding a few more houses around here. Yeah, just kind of spackle a house or 2. There you go. All right, well, that went considerably well. And so the day is going to break the second that we get done with that right there. There are ways to cheese this and just kind of like hang out at nighttime in order to like get all your building and everything done that you want to do. The next active dark crystal is revealed a day early. All new buildings cost less. Units gain 50% increased damage when their health gets low. I'll take the one that saves my economy, in all honesty. We're going to be building a lot of defenses from here on out, I think. But yeah, this is Age of Darkness. If you are into They Are Billions, oh, Christ almighty. Okay, where did you guys come from? All right, bring the army down here. I don't know where this giant wave came from that's now attacking my wall, but they're going to get through. Yep, no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. Got bills to pay, got mouths to feed, and ain't nothing in this world for free. All right, get down here. Luckily, they prioritize attacking walls, so it's not like they're going to flood into my base and cause, like, a massive headache. They're going to attack any wall that they can get to first. But, you know. Oh, apparently we're getting hit on that side, too. Lovely. Those are the ones that spawn inside the fog that's inside your own base. Oh yeah, now that we've done our cleanup work and we're kind of like getting rid of all the afterwave problems, it's going to eat up like half the day. But like really, I don't have a problem with anything that the game's doing. I think the graphics are vibrant and they look great. I've had no performance hitches or anything else. The sound design is off the charts. They've done a really, really good job with this game in setting out to make kind of a more polished, more high budget They Are Billions. The one thing that I have noticed that I would probably change around a little bit is that your units have collision, which means that when they come into contact with both guys on their own side and guys on the opposite side of the conflict, they tend to push and pull each other around a lot, which makes it really difficult to maintain unit cohesion. I think that like the one thing that I would like to see from this game is actual formations. So you would be able to kind of rubber band box a group and then put them on a command key. And once you've got them bound to that command key, it'd be nice to be able to give them a unit formation order that would kind of make them a little bit less mobile, meaning they can't be pushed and pulled around quite so much once you lock them into one of those groups. I don't know how you would balance that, but it would be really, really nice to take like a mixed group of units and have kind of like shield guys in the front and spear guys behind them stabbing over their shoulder due to the increased range, and then archers behind them, and then so long as they're inside of that command group, they will maintain that formation as best as they possibly can, barring like AoEs or things knocking them around. But that's really the only one thing that I've found to be sticky or tricky while I've been playing the game. Other than that, I think that Age of Darkness has been an absolute delight so far if you're into these sort of stronghold defense games. I'll see y'all later. Thank you for stopping on in. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we had Age of Darkness. Tomorrow, we will very likely have something else. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for your attention. I hope I justified it with the things that I've said and done here. And I will see you all next time. Bye.